So my college experience was great. Professional career, soon to be sought after. Just finished 2 successful terms as the first black student body president, and at that time I was running for a statewide position. And while all of this was going on, I also was on the journey of fighting for parental rights for my son. And it was a very political time, and a lot of things were in the media to challenge my election and to paint this picture of me that wasn't true in regards to my relationship with my son. And the outcome of it was I won the statewide election, but I was stripped of all the rights for my son. So that's when I hit rock bottom. So it was difficult. It was difficult to deal with. I didn't understand. I did everything that was asked of me, to do, and I fought hard, and the result, of course, wasn't anything that I wanted. And this again was the one thing in my life that I really didn't know how it was going to, come out. I didn't know the result. It wasn't an election. I mean, it was my life, and it was my son's life, and it was, being driven in 2 separate directions, and there wasn't anything I could do about it. So I learned a lot. You can't be afraid to fail, and that's really my, one of my focus points, in life is not being afraid to fail. So when I went on that 7-year journey, I didn't know it was going to take 7 years. It could have been 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, but it took however long, it took. Is that it may be when my son is 18 before I see him, or before I have the type of relationship that I want to have, but I'm not letting that stop me from trying to cultivate a relationship with him prior to him being 18. It's not gonna stop me from, my path of creating generational wealth, the type of wealth that not only he can touch, but his kids can touch, my grandkids can touch. That's what drives me on this entrepreneur journey, being able to, have that type of purpose in my life. I'm M. Cole Jones, co-founder of Cavello, and this is my journey.
Hey Stephanie, this is M. Cole. I just had a question or two I wanted to ask you, and something I want to run by you before our meeting today. So just give me a call back at your convenience. Talk to you soon.
So my background and upbringing was very, very diverse. Raised by a single parent, my mom, so awesome. She did marry, and I had a stepfather who was military, and he left when my sister was about 2 years old. So never knew my father growing up, knew of him. I knew about my resemblance of him in so many ways. Actually, all of my siblings, for the most part, had different things that reminded my mom of our father. But then I later created a relationship with my father around my junior, senior year in high school, which was interesting because I have a dad. His name is Darnell May, and it was him who instilled in me the importance of family. Dad, I like to say thank you, and I love you for teaching me the importance of establishing a legacy. So Cavello is a company I co-founded with my business partner, Michael Flanagan, and we are a collaborative growth company. So think of us as a collaboration engine that helps industry giants to become more innovative and disruptive. So with our collaborative growth business model, we have a service model and a product model. So we take what we learn from those experiences and we make our own products. Oddly enough, we've been referred to as the Olivia Pope and Associates of the technology space. We're fixers, we're gladiators, anything technology related, we can get it done. And our collective is pretty much the best data scientists, PhDs, programmers, and designers that we have worked with and put together again, focusing on the relationship, to help us execute on both the service and product side. So although we are a technology company, our core competency is not technology, it's relationships. We believe the future of work is about collaboration and about working, working together with, other folks who specialize in different areas. So, if Tony Hsieh can take, Zappos from 0 to, $1 billion in less than, 10 years, Cavello, we're going to do the same by taking, our company, again, focusing on relationships, from 0 to $1 billion. Now, my co-founder, Michael, has profoundly stated that, concise, compelling, and consistent communication equals trust. So that's part of our core values, and we hold that near and dear to us as a company, because when you think about it, at some point, this is going to happen, where company A, company B, and company C, they all provide the same service. So what's going to make you, as a customer or client, work with company A over company C over company B? And it's that relationship and the trust of that relationship.
Yeah, you prepping, you ready? All right, great. So I'm gonna Uber to your office. Yeah. All right, see you in a bit. Yeah, so APS is now a client of ours, and they reached out to us to help them solve a solution with their buses. So after meeting with them and going through our ideation session, we came to the conclusion that we should create a bus tracking application for them to help improve their system and process. So this should be the final meeting with APS, before we begin to move forward on the project in February. We've done proof of concepts, prototypes, demo the application, going through all the different use cases of how it makes sense. So this is just dotting I's and crossing T's.
The internal name for Cavello when we first started was How to Eat. So our goal was to create a company that will allow us, to eat, keep our lights on, keep funds, money in our pockets so we can, survive, because we were die hard about, creating a company, and we were still cautious not to get, trapped into the, traditional, well, let's go out and just, raise money. We're creating a different business model and being able to find that first, customer or client who's going to take a risk or a chance to believe in, what we stood for. Fortunately enough, that was AT&T, and fortunately that was through a relationship that we had cultivated over the years. It was challenging to put this new business model in front of folks to say, hey, it makes sense for large companies to work with small companies, because these small companies can help these large companies be disruptive. It can help that company be effective and efficient faster, because they're nimble, they're lean, and they're not afraid to fail. We secured AT&T as our first enterprise client. We built a new technology platform, an NFC technology platform for AT&T, and the platform was valued at $30 million. We're negotiating with AT&T on how we can commercialize the actual the technology. When that day comes, when my son and I are eye to eye, face to face, he will know that on this journey, I did not give up. I failed. I made some mistakes, and I did a lot of things wrong, but I never stopped fighting. For he and I to have the type of relationship that, I did not have, with my father. I have it now with my father, and I know that, he and I will have that type of relationship as I continue on this journey. And when we unite, we will embark on another journey where we'll be able to support each other, where we'll be able to turn, his obstacles in his life into opportunities. And because of what I went through, I'll be able to actually relate, sympathize, but also, hold him accountable and support him, because I will have these many stories to share with them in regards to the things that I went through. But it was because of him that I'm able to sit in front of you today and talk about my success, to talk about my struggle, to talk about how he has played a very pivotal role in my life without him knowing. So I want him to know through many different ways, and he will know. I'm looking forward to that day when my son and I will be able to cry and laugh about the time that we spent apart from each other, and cry and laugh about the time that we'll be able to spend with each other in the future.